Did you know that there are specific exercises that are proven to burn your visceral fat without even counting a single calorie? And no, it doesn't require you to spend hours in a gym or to run long distances until your brain gets bored and your legs feel like rubber.
Say goodbye to your legs.
Stick with me because I'm going to break down the science of the 3 most effective exercises to remove visceral fat and explain why this might be the easiest workout program you'll ever try. And quick story, I used to be that overweight kid who was terrified to take off his shirt at the pool. I was so embarrassed about my body that I became obsessed with all things fat loss and getting lean. Fast forward 25 years later, and I have coached thousands of clients from high-performing entrepreneurs to stay-at-home moms and even professional athletes. And there's always one type of fat that keeps on showing up as the real enemy, which is visceral fat. This is a type of fat that wraps around your organs. It's literally the most dangerous type of fat on the planet. And the reason why it's so dangerous is because it's metabolically active. Having too much visceral fat pumps out these inflammatory chemicals called cytokines, fueling chronic low-grade inflammation. And that inflammation drives heart disease, diabetes, Alzheimer's, and even certain types of cancer. Having too much visceral fat on your body can also make you dumber. It restricts blood flow to the brain, shrinking areas responsible for memory and emotional control. Now, the unique thing about this fat is that it responds to different types of exercise. In fact, when combined with the world's easiest diet to burn visceral fat, which I have over here, this is the key to torching the most dangerous type of fat on your body. Now, it's crazy because, I had a client who was dealing with high levels of visceral fat, but he wasn't necessarily too overweight. The thing is, he swore up and down that he needed to do long distance cardio to remove it. But I told him right from the start, if you want to lose this type of fat, it's not only about changing your eating, it's about giving your workout a makeover. And thankfully, he got the message because when he applied these changes to his workout routine along with the diet, he ended up dropping 60% of visceral fat from his body within a 12-week time frame. In fact, I use the same exercises and also the workout I'll be sharing in a bit to keep my body at near 0 levels of visceral fat. And when it comes to the types of exercises to burn visceral fat, there are 3 specifically that I prescribe to my clients. The first one is high-frequency strength training. High-frequency strength training just refers to hitting up your major muscle groups multiple times throughout the week. Now, this has been shown to have a modest reduction in your visceral fat, but that's actually not the reason why I would do it. You see, as you lose visceral fat, you will also be losing subcutaneous fat as well. And one of the things that we have to do while we lose these types of fat is retain, if not build muscle as we're doing it. Anytime we're in a fat loss phase, especially if we're trying to remove visceral fat, we need to optimize for maintaining, if not building, muscle mass. And this is crucial to supporting ongoing fat loss, especially as you get down into a leaner state. In fact, this is the workout that we prescribe for our client, and something that you may notice from this workout is that we are hitting up the major muscle groups multiple times per week. And this has actually been shown to help you maintain, if not build, more muscle. And I have seen so many people trying to lose fat the wrong way, which is not even doing anything to help keep the muscle. And lo and behold, when they get their DEXA scans back, they are shocked to find that their resting metabolic rate is anywhere between 80 to 100 points lower because they lost lean mass. Now, I personally like to call this workout the easiest workout on the planet for a number of reasons. First, it's called the 2-3-3 workout, which means 2 sets per exercise, 3 minutes of rest, and 3 days a week. And I find this to be one of the laziest ways to build, if not maintain, muscle on your body. And what you're aiming to do is every single week you're trying to add more weight or more reps to the exercises, or both. And I actually find for a lot of people who are over the age of 35, 40, that 2 sets with 3 minutes of rest with this particular workout is one of the best ways to hit up your exercises as intensely as you need, but also do enough volume so you're not going to be setting yourself up for injury. In studies, resistance training has been shown to have an effect of reducing anywhere between 3 to 6% of your visceral fat, but when combined with the next type of exercise, you can literally double that. And that exercise is walking. Walking is one of the most effective ways of burning visceral fat because it's easy, it's accessible, it's sustainable, and also it has been shown to reduce visceral fat without any significant weight loss. Walking, especially at a moderate to brisk pace for 30 to 60 minutes most days of the week, can help you elevate your calorie burn, improve insulin sensitivity, and also trigger the mobilization of visceral adipose tissue. A 2022 meta-analysis found found that walking interventions yielded a statistically significant reduction in visceral fat. Another study found that daily walking can reduce visceral adipose tissue by 10 to 15% over 3 months, especially when combined with resistance training. The combination of strength training and aerobic walking results in more pronounced visceral fat loss and greater improvements in metabolic health compared to just doing them alone. And also, the synergy between these two exercises not only enhance fat reduction, but also protects against muscle loss, which makes them the perfect combo to lose visceral fat. And I'll also throw in there that one of the reasons why this has been shown to burn more visceral fat than, say, long distance running is because of its effect on your cortisol levels. When you do long distance running, you're actually increasing cortisol levels as opposed to walking where you're decreasing them. And if there's something that we know about cortisol levels, when you have chronically elevated levels of cortisol, you will be attracting more visceral fat into your body. Now, if you want the best type of exercise to target visceral fat, it's going to be the next one, which is going to be high intensity cardio training. So high intensity cardio like sprinting or interval training is considered the gold standard for burning visceral fat. A systematic review done in 2024 confirmed that vigorous exercise like sprinting and HIIT training 2 to 3 times per week are especially effective for visceral fat reduction. Another study done in 2024 showed that doing high intensity cardio once per week for 8 weeks reduced belly fat and waist circumference in overweight males. And when you do high intensity cardio sessions, you trigger powerful bursts of catecholamines and growth hormone, which dramatically increase fat breakdown in your deep abdominal tissues. These workouts also elevate cardio burn before and also after the session is done, which can accelerate visceral fat reduction in less time than moderate exercise. And the beauty of this is that you really just have to do this once a week to get the benefit. In fact, if I were to strategize the perfect week of workouts for you using the exercises above, here's exactly what I would do. So Monday, Wednesday, and Friday are going to be your workout days. Using the workout I listed in the high frequency training session, I would switch it up and have my lower body days to be in the middle of the week, the blend of upper body and lower body to be in the beginning of the week, and the upper body workout to be at the end of the week on Friday. And what we're doing is we're prioritizing proper recovery, especially if we do bring in the high intensity cardio sessions at the end of the week. Now, the next thing I would do is going to be aiming for at least 1 to 2 30-minute walks per day. And you can make this so easy on yourself by getting something like an under the desk treadmill. Using this for walking meetings at any kind of dead time that you have will easily add an extra 3,000 to 5,000 steps per day without you even having to think about it. Plus, a side benefit aside from the visceral fat stuff is going to be that you are going to feel incredible at the end of the day in terms of your energy and mental clarity. And the last part is going to be the high intensity cardio. So I would choose Saturday or Sunday to be the day that you do your high intensity cardio sessions. Personally, for me, I like to go to the track and sprint on Sundays. And the reason I do this is because high intensity types of cardio, especially doing things like sprinting, can be taxing on your lower body. And by scheduling your workout in this way, you're optimizing your days of rest when it comes to recovery, and also you're making sure that you're keeping the muscles that you need fresh for each and every session. Now, if you're not working out or not up to this level of intensity, I would slow play this. I would do a combination of the walking and the weight training for about 2 to 3 weeks just to prime your body. I find that this time frame is enough to get your body in the mode for doing vigorous exercise later on. And after that 2-week time frame, I would add a day of high intensity cardio training at the end. And just be very careful because when you do this, you generally want to increase the intensity. You don't realize that these can be really taxing on your legs and you will feel sore in places that you're not used to being sore in, especially if you haven't done this before. Now, the most important thing when it comes to doing a workout like this and even combining it with the diet I talked about at the beginning of the video is the fact that you need to be consistent. You only make gains from repeated behavior. So instead of looking at these exercises as things I need to do to burn visceral fat, I would see them as building a workout system that you're implementing to build a healthy body, with visceral fat loss being the side benefit of that. To get rid of your visceral fat, it is best to eat the right way, but also combine it with working out the right way. And when you do this, your visceral fat and also the size of your belly will disappear. And if you want to get rid of your visceral fat, I create a free guide on the exact protocol we use to help our clients lose it. Comment lean below and I'll send it to you right away. Thanks for watching. See you on the next video.